Why would you use such words?
Because there's no other term for it. It's dumbing things down. That's what it's called. You know, I mean, in all of your times of reflection that you've taken of late, with multiple entities to which you have interest, with one thing in common, have you ever considered joining
a merger?
Don't interrupt. Joining to reach a shared goal.
Okay, alright. Well, I mean, we at the Priory always wanted and dreamt of shared goals, but we were always told that this business about DNA and genealogy and all that was just antiquated horseshit, which is an ironic statement to make considering most of the world would say the same thing about Freemasonry itself. So,
well, put the fine details aside.
okay.
When these various entities have a shared objective, why would they not all come together to, instead of going out, doing things on their own? They kind of streamline.
Well, my opinion of that is
ahead.
It always seemed like it was a problem of too many chefs in the kitchen type of analogy.
But when it's all hands on deck,
there's still too many chefs in the kitchen. That ego comes into play. No, I'm the grand poobah of Flip-a-Flap. No, I'm the Hazablaz of the great noble Fruitadoo.
But, great minds do think alike.
Not quite in this context.
When it's one objective that is shared by multiple entities. And that's just the one focus.
The Templars called me, quote, the best thing to ever happen to Freemasonry. Now, American Freemasonry would say that I'm the worst thing, so there's a difference of opinion.
Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah, but you're telling me that these opinions are oh so important and matter so damn much.
But putting all the fine details aside, when it's just maintaining focus on the one shared objective, it's amazing how people can learn to work together.
Is that what I'm supposed to do, work together?
I thought I'd done it down enough.
Well, dumb it down this much. What is it this shared objective wants from me? Let's play for a second like I am going to be good little soldier and just be yes man starting tomorrow morning from here on out. What is it I am supposed to do?
Well, in all of your training until leading up to your date of expulsion, you know good and well what it takes to make people happy again. And if you don't have that figured out...
Well, I did that job. That wasn't enough because I wouldn't bend over and take Steve Gooch and Buck Howard dick.
I think that would be a good start.
Taking dick?
I never said that. I said, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Same thing for the lodge.
Yeah, until the lodge started torturing me for having just left and not said anything yet, and then I took it upon myself to make it public, to, in the spirit of Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, people you claim you respect, kept them alive. But then when it comes to the special set of circumstances of James Wright, where all rules are off, bad James.
We're comparing
Bad
apples and
James.
oranges in
No,
this
these are
context.
not apples and oranges.
Well, you don't have one, so I don't know how easy.
Have one what?
I'm getting there. You know, we all have to have a filter.
I did have that filter. I had that filter even after it all blew up, and I appealed to the higher-ups through the proper chains of command.
Someone with a filter doesn't make offhanded comments about, backroom escapades that you keep
That
doing.
happened 2 years after those occurred. They had 2 years
But I'm
to
talking
clean
about,
it up.
I'm talking about in the present.
Okay, in the present.
You don't have a filter. You're just... I mean, how many people in this quaint little park have heard your tales?
Lots.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Because...
Why? Because again...
That requires containment.
The park
That
sides with me. That's the problem. That's the actual problem.
Oh, believe me. The opinions of your flatmates in the park are of no concern.
They represent the opinions of humanity at large. These are ordinary people.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's not give credit where credit's not due.
You calling them unworthy of...
No, absolutely not. I'm just saying in the context
The
of...
plebs don't understand this type of business?
No, I've never, ever give any inclination that that's my point of view. I don't see people...
All right. We're getting sidetracked again. So what is it I'm supposed to do starting right now to be a good boy so that I just cease and desist pissing off all of these Masons who are so in the right?
Well, once again, multiple entities have you at the top of the list of people of interest for good reason. Am I correct?
Yeah. That's why he's Nicholas de Vere's favorite.
6 feet under.
Prove it. Go back to Wales and dig.
I don't work for you.
Well, tell who you work for who believes that so damn much that they need to go back to Wales and dig.
Hands dirty?
Oh, what, is that going to wreck their manicures? That sounds kind of faggy. Who's humble now? Who needs humility now? Oh, get their hands dirty? What, Masons can't get their hands dirty? They have to hire goons?
Goons is such a dirty word.
Goons is such an appropriate word.
No, it's just so inner city.
Well, all lodges mainly are contained in inner cities, especially the larger ones, the Scottish Rites and da-da-da-da.
Inner city as in, like, the hood. That's not where the lodges are, come on.
The hood. I think that's another problem for Masons, is I can communicate just fine with the hood, where they have ostracized the hood and called it Prince Hall and practiced segregation up until present day. So don't talk to me about the hood when the hood seems to be another victim of the system.
Don't raise your voice. And don't lecture me.
Don't lecture you. Oh, so only you may lecture me.
I'm not lecturing. I'm answering your questions. I'm trying to get things wrapped up in a bow before Christmas.
Okay. Back to the question then. What does James Wright do to be such a good boy again that makes them so happy?
Well,
Because that is what this is all about, is their happiness. Fuck mine. So.
I'm glad we're clear on that.
Oh, what a sweet thing to say. So, the answer is...
First, we're hearing this, we're going to hear this.
Oh, you mean my mouth talky words?
You know what? Children should be seen and not heard.
I think the ones who are acting like children, in my opinion, are the ones running around their little halls of false power, acting like they dictate
And
policy
once
when they don't
again,
dictate shit, written
it's-
off charters that the Templars gave them and took away.
Once again, it's...
Your Templar charters are gone. Over me.
Are we going to get
I
past
got
your-
bent over a radiator, and the Templars went, okay, all right. You want to be out of control? You want to call yourselves knights? We can take this little document that says you have the right to call yourselves this, and we can tear it in fucking half. And I know that had to light the fuse on the tampons of a great many Masons, but you know what? They had it coming. It serves them right. That's a situation where Masons made their bed and need to lie in it.
Well, we have to get past these...
Oh, past the Masons' wrongdoings. Okay, so back to mine. What?
Yeah. You're the one in the park. Remember that.
Yes, I know I've been made to be here by their forces. Because we're still victim blaming and punishing me, so, okay, and?
Your allegations hurt. They really do.
What that fraternity did to me after my years of service, giving everything I had to it, hurt. Far worse than any alleged hurt it could possibly be feeling, or at least telling itself it feels.
You have caused pain to many people.
I've caused pain to many
Many
people.
people who stood by you for years.
No one stood by me. When they tortured me, everybody fell silent because nobody wanted to be the one guy to stand up and say, hey, this is not right. Out of fear, a fear-based society where you're not supposed to question that authority. You're not supposed to, as the Masonic law is written, quote, to criticize Freemasonry publicly or privately.
Mm-hmm. And what did you do?
Both. 2 years later, after I pled through official proper channels for help, and none came. And the people who did what they did to me got 33rd degrees. And you want to talk about pain?
Because
and how much something hurt?
You lost faith in the existing system of checks and balances that has been...
Because the people who were in charge of that system of checks and balances were trying to put their 65-year-old dicks, married, by the way, with children, in my ass, and I wasn't having it. And that's wrong of me.
So you're unhappy with the centuries proven structure that exists.
Me being a fuckboy is a part of a
No.
centuries proven structure that exists.
Yeah. The system of checks and balances has existed for centuries and has worked just fine.
So I deserve to be sexually abused because that's a system that works just fine.
I never said that.
Because that's a...
You said that you pled your case for 2 years.
Uh-huh. To the top brass.
Correct. And the system of checks and balances
was
there.
Conveniently absent.
Well, see, you have to get past these assumptions.
It's not an assumption, it's fact.
You know...
Cables were established, calls were made, emails sent out. all of which went
We're
ignored.
digressing.
We're not digressing.
See, the problem is, James, is that until you let these, whatever you're holding on to, until you let it go, you won't get through the next step.
Well, actually, I did let it go, and my life got better all up until Karina outed this whole little Diana embryo business, and then here you all came again. Restart, rinse and repeat.
We never went anywhere.
Huh?
We never went anywhere.
You haven't went anywhere.
I said we never went anywhere.
I see. Well, then why step up the game again all of a sudden? I didn't stoke that.
Once again,
I was on to other causes. I was on to the world of Southern California activism, jockeying against SoCal Gas and fucking Monsanto and GMOs and organic
Lord.
this and everything that. Masons fell way out of the mix in my diatribe.
Okay, but I mean, let's not embellish the accomplishments of the YouTube show that you do as a hobby. Seriously.
A hobby?
I mean, you speak with such grandeur and flair. I mean, it really, it's a fledgling little production.
It's an indie company.
But it's not like you're going toe to toe with the gas company. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it.
Oh, no, I'm not. No. By no stretch of the imagination. That would be a very egotistical thing to even begin to think. But the power and numbers of myself, my colleagues, their organizations, they spearhead, when we all combine our forces and we turn out 500,000 people downtown to march and protest, shut down freeways, that's significant.
Oh, and so...
And have I ever directed that fury toward the Masons?
No, but okay, so what march did you organize with the 500,000 people in downtown?
I didn't say I.
You just said you combined forces.
I've been a part of and assisted with the planning and carrying out of such things, just like you.
Like which march that you're referring to? Which protest?
Well, you're so familiar with my fledgling company. Go back to the website and look. The footage is all there.
I've reviewed the footage.
And?
I don't... There's none...
Because the...
There is none...
You're making insulting comments that...
I'm trying to keep the narrative correct.
Well, you're invalidating your own narrative with your worship of Julian Assange and WikiLeaks and all that. Same boat. Same little tugboat. Anonymous, WikiLeaks.
No, you are not... No, listen.
It's all fighting for what's right, isn't it?
Correct. And that's why I've been very, 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 very respectful of, your passion project, if you will.
Okay.
But let's not present ourselves to be on par with the work of VA and WikiLeaks. Please don't.
I think that organizations around Southern California like Food and Water Watch and AIM SoCal 350 and so on and
minor
so on
players
learn the risk
on the international
really
scene. Correct.
Really, because certain ones of them can show up in a city and cause a whole town square to be shoulder to shoulder like a rock star just came in the building. So don't downplay what my colleagues
No.
are capable
I mean,
of.
I'm impressed. I think they peaked at. My understanding is like 10, maybe 10,000. Not 500,000. So let's keep our numbers real. Okay.
Well, then you need to review chopper footage of downtown LA on certain March days.
How come you can't name the march?
Why should I have to?
Because you can't. That's what I'm just saying.
There was the Women's March, the March Against
You
Science.
guys had nothing to do with the Women's March. We're well aware of the organization.
We participated in it.
So did our neighbor did. That's not your forces.
We PR'd it. We
didn't.
donated our time into making sure that the message got out and that it looked like, hey, get here, support this. Refuse fascism.
But you didn't bring 500,000 people to downtown LA. That was not your guys' combining of forces that did that. Let's keep the narrative correct.
The involved activist organizations who partnered up and caused those events to go down are all jointly responsible for the turnout. I'm not claiming credit. I didn't
You just
summon.
stated that your combination of forces, exact words.
I'm saying my colleagues quit mincing my fucking words, dick.
You said your colleagues when you guys combine forces. You include yourself in that narrative.
When we practice teamwork, we have amazing results. We put protests.
But that result was not the Women's March. The Women's March was organized on a national level with state directors and then local directors.
Yes.
And that was not who you worked with.
And my colleagues in this instance would be local. Like, why are we getting into a name dropping thing? You're sidetracking and pivoting.
Well,
this
because as I'm
conversation.
breaking it down, I'm breaking down the.
No, because you like to denigrate. You like to denigrate
No, I don't.
numbers and insult them.
Absolutely not. No, I like to keep narratives correct.
Really, because you've got the Freemasons narrative twisted so far into fuckland that it's sickening.
Yeah.
It's really gross. So, what are you?
What is gross?
Gross is the way that Masons run around with impunity, thinking that because they're Masons, that they are little dictators who get to tell you how to live, what to be, and act like mob bosses, and, oh, I'm in this park. Why do you think you're in this park? Uh-huh. We've established that. Because, ooh, I pissed off some Masons. So,
Those are your words, not mine.
no, you already admitted to it up there on the boulevard.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Nope.
Yep, you did.
Nope.
Yep, you did. I know you like to pivot.
No, I said you.
You
some people, and that's why you're in the
You
park.
could give Hillary Clinton lessons in pivoting and gaslighting. That I know.
I do not participate in gaslighting.
I've read your press releases. Oh no, the actor didn't beat his wife or what the fuck ever.
It's true.
You and your TMZ world of importance.
Yeah. I'm called in times of crisis. That's what I'm known for.
Crisis PR. Is that what you've been called in for? Hired for by the Masons? Crisis PR management?
I'm one of the best.
Really?
Actually, I am.
Well, because you're touting their dumb shit, which means you're one of the worst. Because the organization, I will repeat myself again,
Lower your voice.
is failing.
Lower your voice.
Failing. You have 10,000 left in this fucking state and falling as we speak. You think you got an army? Ha!
Says the man
Pathetic.
who's living in a park.
Says the man who's living in a park. Says the man who believes that, admits to whatever, that these dickwads put me in the park by my actions that just made them so mad. How dare I?
Lower your voice.
Lower my voice.
Yes.
You want me to stand in the middle of the street and scream the shit?
Go ahead. Don't be surprised if an ambulance drives up.
Don't be surprised what happens to you when this all gets out. Now,
Is
what?
that a threat to my life
You're-
or bodily harm?
No.
What are you talking about?
He's arguing. Like,
You're interjecting in a conversation that you're not aware of.
What's your name? I don't. Just saying, don't.
I didn't say you're being mean. I'm just saying you're interjecting.
He's admitted that he's a representative of the Masons. Remember that conversation? Because he's the best at crisis PR, which they are in a crisis. So now he's here to lay down their threats because this is all about crisis PR management.
Nobody has made any
Well,
threats
James, I learned the whole,
except for you.
thing. You're just making it up.
Making what up?
The whole thing. I talked to tons of people around here, and you're just making everything up.
What are you talking about, Will?
Nothing, okay?
No, Will, please do continue.
I talked to Eric. I talked to everybody around here. You're making up all these lies, okay?
Who's Eric? Which Eric?
You don't need to know which one or whichever.
There's only one. Well, there's two.
There's a couple, yeah. There's like actually 3, 4. There's 4 of them. But you don't need to know who I get my sources from. But you're just nuts. You need medication, honey.
You need to be on yours, and you're a 24-year-old
I'm on mine,
runaway
honey.
park hustler, Will. Don't talk to me because I'm not a motherfucking hustler.
Oh, I'm a hustler, right?
Yeah.
But I have my money on SSI, huh? But I'm a hustler.
You hustle up every cigarette and every fucking drink and smoke and everything you get out of this park.
Haven't I?
This conversation's not about you.
No, but can you bring it up to haven't I give you cigarettes and drinks too, honey?
You paid me back 1 pack after about the 5 I gave you.
You didn't give me 5 packs.
Why are you butting into this conversation?
Oh, Will, please continue.
Because I got offered to be in the conversation. And James, if you have somewhere to go in the valley, why don't you just stay out there if you don't feel safe out here?
You have somewhere to go home to your
try to
family. Why don't you go to them?
Because they know why? My family's gonna kick me out in 2 weeks, but your friend won't kick you out.
Really? No, your family won't let you smoke meth, so
that ain't why.
you'd rather run amok in Los Angeles.
That's not why.
Really?
No, that's not why.
Well, I'm not taking life lessons
Have you
from a
grew up in a
24-year-old runaway. Thank you, Will.
I'm not a runaway.
Yeah, you are.
Do
You're
you-
running
do you-
from your family, your life in Indiana, what the fuck ever. I don't care.
I used to have money. I used to be a go-go boy, honey.
A go-go
got proof
boy.
right here.
Oh, so a go-go boy is going to tell me how I am so wrong with my life experiences.
I have to lie about my life. When I tell people I was a go-go boy, I was a go-go
No,
boy.
a go-go boy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about in this context.
Listen here. You're crazy. That's what you are, honey.
Really?
You need to go get some psychiatric problems down the hospital. Because the day that you said you were going to kill yourself, I should have called the police and got you.
What day was that? What was the date?
About a week and a half ago. He said he was going to kill himself and everything else to me. And I was going to vapor rap him. I said, say it one more time and I'm going to vapor rap you.
I said, quote, I felt like I was being driven to it.
No, you said you were going to kill yourself. That's the exact words that came out of your mouth.
Well, you've said the same thing.
And what I have to do, I went to my doctor and told them that I was said that. And guess what they do? They gave me my medication that I asked for.
Ditto.
That I did not have.
Ditto. Ditto.
So why did you not call it in?
Because that wasn't my place at that point. I said,
So now it's your place to come in and butt into
Actually,
conversations
well,
you don't understand.
I do have to clarify.
I told him he said it one more time. And he
I mean,
did.
anyone who's aware of someone who may be a danger to themselves or others has an obligation to alert.
Authorities. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not now. I've got a new lease on life, especially this little briefing. You see, Dominic's sitting here, finally, for once, telling me some things that I've been asking him all
So
along.
if I'm a hustler, how do I buy my own phone today?
I don't care, Will. I don't care what you do or what you buy or where you go.
I get SSI, honey. I'm not a hustler.
You come up here, yeah, but you're a go-go boy. You know so much from your go-go boy education.
Look, I'll just show you this.
I'm not soliciting your opinion. You don't have any clue what we're even talking about.
I'm gonna show you so you know what SSI deposited. Okay.
I don't care, Will. You're not my
So
problem.
you don't tell me I'm hustling off everybody else. So I can show you that I get SSI every month, honey. And I still, and it's a lot of people. It's the second of the month. A lot of people's already broke. And I
Why
still
are
have
you
$500.
asserting yourself into a conversation,
That
24-year-old
you
former
sit around
go-go
and not
boy?
spend my money like everybody else. I'm gonna go have a couple drinks right now because I deserve it. But that's about it.
Did you get an ID?
I have an ID.
When did you get it back?
I ordered one from Indiana, and they came in. They're free in Indiana, so there's no one out. It's my clinic.
Dominic has been gracious enough to finally start opening up and having a dialogue with me about some festering issues, none of which you have any remote clue how they are, where they come from,
My
how they
grandpa
work.
is Mason, so I know about it, honey.
Oh, you know about the Masons. Well, you've never been through a lodge, so exactly how much do you know
Why are
about the
you
Masons?
barking?
Why is he standing here?
I am not his keeper. Okay?
You're the one who said we needed to have a private conversation.
I did not. What are you? It's a private conversation.
Well, didn't you text me and say, I need your help?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm here.
Or did you get me the new shirt I asked you?
You didn't have to fit my shirt.
Yes, I did earlier today. This one has a hole in it.
I don't have no new shirts. I can't go back. I don't go to that clinic anymore. I go to the LGBT center now.
You didn't say. You said it came from your friend who dispenses the wonderful, fashionable clothes.
Yeah, you don't have no more.
Okay.
And
Well, that answers that. Thank you.
So why did you need help?
he only gives away what he can't flip. You don't just give it away.
No, but why did you need help? What was?
Because I'm cold and I would like clothes that don't have holes in them. So I was wondering
But
if maybe, just maybe, he saw his friend and got
But
the...
typically, if you need a shirt, you say, "Did you get that shirt yet?" You don't say, "I need help."
I went to him earlier today and
So
said,
why-
"Hey, can you
why-
go?"
Okay, but that don't tell me
Oh
what to
my
do.
God! Y'all just twist everything.
No. Don't get it twisted. If you wanted to know where the shirt was, you say, "Where? Oh, did you get the shirt?" That's the bottom line. That's communication. So what was happening at that time when you said, "I need help"?
You wanted Dominic to walk off. We need to lower the voices. Da 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 da. We need to have a private conversation. And now you're inviting 24-year-old go-go boy into this sensitive conversation. So what more do you have to say? You want to talk about all this and continue the conversation as was?
Oh, earlier I said let's go for a walk because I wanted to go to pavilions, and you were still yammering away. And
I
was
asked
hungry.
if we could go to pavilions, and you agreed, yes, fine.
I said, let's go for a walk, is what I said, because
Yes, and I said,
pavilions,
okay,
you read my mind, and so we walked over. So, what does that have to, nowhere
James,
in...
the problem needs to stop because I can just snap my fingers and go tell one person and then get you off of this WeHo area. Am I right?
I don't know who you are.
But you know what I'm talking about. Someone that's very powerful out here. You know what I'm talking about.
who is that go-go boy?
It's not a go-go boy, honey.
No, your name is Go-Go Boy. Who are you going to snap your fingers and get what?
You hear me? I can snap one finger, go over there and get the person, and you'll be out of here in 2 seconds. Like, they'll be like... You would think there's nobody here right now? I snapped one phone call, and there's a bunch of people showing up. You know what I'm talking about, right? Now that I told you, right?
Lip service off a 24-year-old runaway kid. Wow. Butting into conversations he has no conception under God what they entail.
I can't just say, I'm sitting here, and
That's who I was talking about.
Oh, no, I know.
Oh, the maturity. The maturity on display is
Oh, I don't
staggering.
have to tell you everything that people talk
Can I-
about.
can
I don't care what you have to say, Will. Don't you get it? I don't care about you.
Stop
I'm not yelling at you,
screaming.
don't yell at me, okay?
Stop screaming.
No, you're butting into my private life.
James, bring it down.
I came over here because you said
You're encouraging this after you assert that this needs to be a private
Sir, I came over here
conversation.
because you said
So
I
which
need help.
one is it? That was a text from earlier, dipshit.
No, I just got that just at 11:06.
Well, then your new phone service sucks.
Why are you yelling? You need to stop.
Do you want to continue this conversation, Dominic, or not? Because
Listen,
you told me that the agreement for it was to have it in private. Now you're entertaining a 24-year-old brat.
You just texted me and said I need help like a few minutes ago, and I even text back and you text back again.
Okay, stop playing games.
I haven't gotten a text from you back.
Because he's standing right there
So there's
behind
some
you.
lag in your phone service, Will. I don't know. It's a brand new phone you said
Well,
you got
why don't
today.
you show us what time it went out from your phone? And just end this conversation right now.
Oh, no. All these people
Exactly.
trying to get their hands on this phone is not going to
nobody
happen.
You're hiding it.
Nobody
That's why.
wants your fucking phone. Just bring up that one text, only on the screen. No one's going to touch your phone and show us the timestamp. Exactly.
Are we going to continue the conversation you
Red herring.
said
red
to
herring.
have or not?
No. No, you were the one that was demanding a conversation. I was.
And he wasn't texting me
entertaining
about
it.
a sweater. He was texting me about stuff.
I know what he's.
Look, I'll show you everything. I don't care. Here. Of him. You fucked with me. Now everybody's gonna know everything about you.
How'd I fuck you?
You don't lie and say you didn't tell me you needed help. And I got up from me over there relaxing, talking to people over there that I was talking to, and I left.
Are you high?
No.
Then why are you over here butting into conversations?
Because
Were you
said-
bored?
You said I need help, so I did. You see where he says all that, right?
I'm going to go down.
You up? See? You up? That's all, in the last hour, right? And then when I said that, he stopped talking because he knew that's what he was asking for. I came over here to see what you wanted. You said I need help, but you didn't answer, so I came over here. Like you said, I need help. So here I am, but you didn't have nothing you need help with, so you wasted my little personal time that I had to go have my drinks at the bar with my card.
You're dismissed. I don't want to waste any more of your time.
Okay, thank you for letting me interrupt. Well,
Night, 24-year-old go-go boy. Thank you for all your insights.
at least I'm smarter than you, and I got a 4.0 in high school and straight A's, honey.
You guys, come on. I mean, okay, can I just
Don't tell me I'm not smart, because I am.
Stop. No one.
No, actually, you're rude and you're a spoiled brat who runs away from home so you can run
James.
amok through the streets of fucking Los Angeles. Will.
I'm grown, so how can I run away from home?
Okay.
I'm a grown adult, honey, so I'm not.
Let me just ask a question. You guys, like, every other day, it's like.
No, I'm not
We
trying
love
to
each other. We don't like each other. We're fighting. We're not fighting.
Because he takes his meds, he doesn't. He does, he doesn't.
Stop. We're big brother, little brother. We're spooning. We're not. It's like I don't think anybody can keep up, honestly.
I only came over here because he said he needed help.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, but you understand my point.
I know what you're saying, yeah. I only came over because I was told
You guys
that
were
I need
kissing
help.
on each other yesterday, and then today you guys are like fighting.
Kissing?
I wasn't kissing him.
Kissing?
Nuzzling. I don't know what you.
What?
Guys, yeah, you know. Some days you're close, some days you're not. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
We sit down and act cordial, and suddenly we're kissing and spooning.
No,
James, you're the one who tells me that you guys were like spooning to stay warm at night. Like, come on.
Yeah, the night it was freezing, and we were huddled
Okay,
up
so
on
I
the
just
porch like
referenced-
fucking
I referenced
Great
that
Depression era.
So why are you challenging what I'm saying? I just basically used your own words.
Okay, you wanted to have a conversation about something,
Okay,
and you are now humoring his
See, this is
interjection.
what I can't stand, because I'm literally calling you on your shit, and you're trying to change the subject again. Like, stop.
No, the subject has been now derailed because you wanted to have a private conversation, and now you're talking to a go-go dancer.
Okay, I'm not a go-go dancer anymore. Thank you very much. So don't call me that, please.
Congratulations. I'm glad you're lifting yourself up out of that because it's pretty trashy
At
lifestyle.
least I'm not a hoe like you.
A hoe?
You go out and go hook up with people, okay?
James.
I talk to people on Grindr,
Well-
but I don't go out and hook up on them. I'm not trying to be mean to
You
you,
guys- you guys
but
really-
don't be.
You
Will,
have
Will,
no
Will,
clue
Will,
who I talk to, where I go, what I
James,
do,
stop.
because you and I...
Stop.
Hey, James, I was gonna go and drop it and go have what I was gonna do with my fun and go have drinks.
Who are you meeting for drinks?
I'm myself. I'm gonna see what boys are in the bar.
Where are you going?
Oh, so who's the hoe now?
Nobody there.
Go check out the boys in the bar.
Honestly,
Listen, at least I don't do it online.
There's two lesbians out on the patio, and there's one random guy by himself. That's it.
And they don't really know I like girls too. If you didn't know that,
Not these lesbians.
I had sex with lesbian before.
Okay.
No, these are the
Flamer boy.
These are like old.
Flame your ass on down to the
James-
Flamer faggot bar. Go on,
James,
Will.
James, you are in no position to be calling someone a flamer. I'm sorry.
Neither are you. Look at the way you hold a cigarette.
James, I don't call people flamers. I just don't. It's not my style. It's not even in my fucking vernacular. Really, it's not.
Well, your vernacular, according to you, is you don't like all these sidetracks and annoyances and blah, 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 and now you've just allowed a whole serious conversation to be sidetracked so you can sit here and play Will games.
James, you know what?
I have nothing to...
You sent out an SOS, okay? I'm not going to fault him because he's standing right behind us and asked you, hey, what do you need? He responded, you sent out the text. Why are you faulting him for it?
I was
Seriously.
following up with him on a discussion about fucking clothes. He responds and says that he's too tired to talk about it.
No, you're asking about meth.
What?
Am I right? I just read, it's right there. Don't lie to me. And that's
So right when I said
gaslighting.
what I said, you didn't never said anything else.
That's gaslighting. So don't, it's like, come on, James.
Do you wish to continue a serious conversation
I wish for you
or
to
not?
Be honest and forthright.
Well, have you seen Roger?
I've had no issue with being honest and forthright. You're the one not giving answers and now humoring a brat.
You summoned him over here.
No, I didn't. Here we go, Will.
It's just stop yelling. What happened?
My friends fucking knew my stash spot and they fucking grabbed my fucking blanket. Grabbed my fucking blanket, dude.
Does it have personal significance?
No, I mean it's just my fucking blanket.
No,
don't
I
give
get
a
it, I
fuck
get it.
regardless of that or not. Especially after the yesterday you're telling me fuck you and you're done with me and shit, and you know that I'm fucking done with you and you're fucking dead to me, and you're gonna have the fucking audacity to grab my fucking blanket? No.
No, I'm not justifying, but you know what, I mean, it's a blanket. We'll get you another one.
No, I know that, but
But you know, is
it's
it worth your energy to get all worked up?
Yep.
Okay.
It is right now. It is.
No, I know, but in the bigger scope of things, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not justifying, you know, that's dick, but you know what?
No, it will give me great fucking satisfaction to see them curled up in my fucking blanket and to snatch that shit from fucking off of them.
Well, I mean,
Well, may you have that opportunity.
Oh, I'm praying to God that they were stupid enough to still be out here in fucking West Hollywood. With
They
my
probably
fucking
are.
blanket.
did you see them actually take it?
There's 3 people
No, I
that
know.
knew where this stuff was.
Okay. I mean,
One of them is standing right here, and he said he doesn't fucking have it.
okay. I mean, I hear you. Is it a possibility that, I mean, some random person ran across this?
No.
Okay. I mean,
Especially when we're in fucking Malibu and they wake me up because they're like, oh, let's move to a warmer spot. And in actuality, it wasn't let's move to a warmer spot. It's share your fucking blanket with me. And then now when I go to get my fucking blanket to do fucking laundry, my blanket's not there.
well, but
No, I know.
you know, at least it was a blanket. At least it wasn't something
No,
maybe
I'm
more
not
valuable.
stupid enough to have fucking anything else there, but all my
Yeah,
shit's
no,
fucking...
but you understand my point though. At least you learned about their character over a blanket, and so
No, I mean, I knew about their character before that. You know,
Okay.
that's the fucking... I mean, at the end of it all, I'm fucking more upset with my fucking self.
Well, can I tell you right now? Right now, they're winning because you're spending all this energy on this and you're getting worked up. They're winning in this whole situation. Don't let them win. You just let it go, and you know what? That's
I
gonna.
mean, the damage has already fucking been done. I called Zumba's fucking mom, left her a fucking voicemail, and fucking told her the fucking reality of the person she's fucking hanging out with. And the living situation that Roderick thought he found himself fucking upon, that shit will be. He wants to tell me that I have a fucking dark side of me. He has no fucking idea. Absolutely no fucking idea. Especially when you do some petty ass shit like that. But no, I hear you. I get what you're saying.
Some things. Some things in life is just better just to let it go, and you just move on a little bit.
I'll move on once I snatch that shit from them and fucking knock the shit out of that. Fucking
No,
shit.
but it's not worth it. Come on, right?
No, absolutely not. Because knowing this fucking asshole fucking call the fucking sheriffs and try to fucking...
Exactly. And you know what? Over the blanket, right?
Well, in that case, if anybody wants some vodka, I got a big old bottle from CVS right now.
Oh, that's sweet. No, but no, thank you.
And that doesn't mean drink it all yourself either.
I'm not.
I don't have any appropriate mixers.
I have an Arizona.
Arizona.
That's not a mixer.
Actually, is that the pink lemonade or lemonade?
Yeah, it's just like a lemon.
That was good. I thought it was like the green tea or something. I was like, ugh.
See, when Will wanted cigarettes earlier today, he was being all sweet to me. So Will's loyalties lie with the last person to give him a cigarette.
Because I gave you something for it, didn't I?
Oh, what? A week ago?
No, that was today, honey.
You gave me cigarettes
Will,
today.
did you ever get the
I
torch?
give you.
Will. Hey, Will. Did you ever get the torch?
Everyone?
Which one? Did you get that?
From Guy?
Yeah. Oh.
The meth torch.
Okay, you don't say it out loud.
You
were.
didn't have to come over here and interrupt shit.
We use it for cigarettes. So what?
I'm not playing with y'all no more.
Really?
I will.
Why did you come over here to play?
Okay, I'm done playing.
Why did you come over here to play?
Guy. Okay, I'm done playing Runaway Guy. I will put you on this floor today.
And then
Why did you come over here to play?
I'm not. You brought me over
you
here.
summoned
Texted
him.
me.
You texted him to stop.
I was on my way to go to the bar and you were texting me. I was trying to get ready. You see this? I got ready.
You're wearing the same thing you wore all
No,
day.
I wasn't.
James, that's not here nor there.
I was in this pants
You
today.
sent him a text, and we're engaging it, and he was standing right there. He walked
I have
over.
my underpants on.
I mean, come on, like.
I have my underpants on.
Do
Yeah,
you want
don't-
to continue talking, or
Once
do
again,
you want
but
this
once
to
again, just
devolve
admit that you
into
summoned him
park
over
drama?
here and stop attacking him. It's really ridiculous.
Remember how you were accusing me earlier of being content with park
I
drama?
didn't get my food.
No, I said you're content with your
I'll
situation.
Hey, well, you seem more content than me because this shit's annoying the fuck out of me, and you're engaged right off all in it.
Well,
You
I have a purpose.
Oh, your purpose is to fight with 24-year-olds,
The lady?
42-year-old man?
Honey, I'm on the
Yeah,
clock.
she's anything. She's
I think
anything.
that's a sad purpose if you believe that.
I mean, I'll walk with you over there.
I mean, you're his age numerically reversed, and you're acting like this is, you know, an episode of Family Feud or Dr. Phil or some shit.
Best place is over there. You know when you come out of the parking garage?
I mean, I have a few other fucking places. I even fucking bought a padlock for one of my main fucking places, so I could fucking lock all that shit up. Because I know it's just a matter of days before they fucking remove that shit, because they just fucking put up like this whole fucking wall type shit.
Yeah.
So I know it's like my days are fucking numbered, but it's just.
I'm gonna leave for this to continue worse. Okay?
I'm sure.
I'm gonna leave for this to continue more, you know.
Why are you not at the, why are you ever...
I'm going to Philly to get some heat, and then I'm going to the bar.
Okay, no, I thought you'd be okay. Well, I guess they're...
Bar's open until like 2 o'clock, so I got 2 more hours to drink. I'm only gonna have 2 drinks and come back anyway.
Well, I don't have to have it.
I don't like vodka.
No, we actually, because we just went down to the boulevard. It's so
Are you supposed to drink and mix your medication with alcohol?
James,
Okay, but you're my
James,
doctor, you're my
you
boss,
are not.
You're my mom, you're my daddy?
You are not
No,
a
I
licensed
just-
stalker.
That's
Don't-
a legitimate medical question.
But you are not licensed to ask that question.
Okay, I take medication.
You're a
1 time a day.
doctor.
Actually, I
You
am.
remind everybody
I
that
take
every
medication
day.
1 time a day, and I take it in the morning. And
So
by
what
now
say
it's out of my
you?
system. Thank you.
What say you? Set the example here, doctor.
I'm not the prescribing doctor.
Okay.
What? Let's go. I'm out of here. Bye.
Bye.
James, can I borrow your torch? Are you gone? Can I borrow that torch? Are you gone?
I don't know that to anybody. Okay. I'm not judging that. That's how it. What do I have?
Okay, I think we're done.
What?
I think we're done.
We were having a good breakthrough there until you decided to humor the ramblings of a brat.
James, stop with the show.
The show. I did not just
You-
come over here and begin a show. I come over here and sat down quietly as per your instructions so we could talk in private and
And-
keep our voices down.
And you've been yelling ever since.
Because even you don't follow your own instructions, hypocrite. Private conversation, no one needs to hear this.
Well, because you just.
Again, my fault, right? I do what you say and it's still somehow my fault. Suck a dick, okay? Either stop insulting me around every fucking bend.
I'm not. Who. People stating facts are. I mean, if you want to view them as insults, the truth hurts sometimes. It does.
I'm not hurt at all by any of this so-called truth. Back to where we were before the 24-year-old go-go dancer came in and tried to derail everything with his personal
He
show.
didn't try to derail.
I mean, he
anything.
needs he's desperate for attention. We've already established that. We've had these conversations. He had to come over and sidetrack everything to make it the Will Show. Now that we're past that and that episode's over,
You
let's get
engaged
back to
him.
where we were, because I remember precisely where we were in the conversation now that it's back to normal. What do I do next to be a good boy so that everything is just right as rain again? Since I've been such a bad boy, then
Well, first of all,
what do I do starting tomorrow morning to appease these poor Masons who I have treated so
Once
badly
again-
with my mouth talky words?
See, once again, well, first of all, you're.
No, it's a serious question.
Well,
What do I do?
well. I mean, you're just not in that space yet. I mean, listen to the way you. Just so condescending and so. Not an ounce of humility, not an ounce of remorse.
Oh yeah, because the Masons have shown so much after they sexually abused me, all that humility and remorse. Okay, moving past that. What do I do since they've done no wrong and I've...
You hold a lot of grudges, and you've got to...
Okay, all right.
Okay,
so you're saying, okay, so we'll interpret that as step one, release the grudges. Okay, then step two is what? What next?
You have a lot of work in step one. You got grudges. You've got. I mean, you have no filter. I mean, you know, literally, the word Freemason should not roll off your tongue anymore.
They had policy changes. You missed a memo? Their numbers were failing so bad in the 90s that all of the don't wear the jewelry, don't tout it, don't have decals on your taillights. Those policies changed.
You are no longer in a position
to what?
to reference anything.
Of course I am. Romania and France thought of that. Thank you.
And
I am as legit of a Mason as any cock-sucking fat ass here in California. Matter of fact, I'm more so because I have charters and degrees now that are older than the ones they have here. Makes theirs kind of look like an easy bake oven or a light bright.
Well, that's...
I have the real deal.
Well, and
the origin degrees.
Okay,
from the origin charters.
We've heard this so many times to stop.
So stop telling me they are better than me because it's the other way around.
No, but see that's what part of what you gotta learn is.
Answer me the question, what do I do without wrapping it in insults?
I just said Freemason is not in your vernacular anymore.
Of course it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I have an academic level knowledge of it. I can quote you Masonic law, which you cannot quote me.
That's neither here nor there.
Oh, that's all that's there.
No.
That's what they base the whole organization around.
And you are not a member of that organization anymore.
Yes, I am. Call Romania, call France, call all their fucking stinky underpants because yes, yes, I am.
And that's where, oh my God, the powers that be, the powers that are controlling your existence, and you don't see eye to eye.
If you're talking about American Freemasons, they have shit where they eat. They have created, as I stated earlier, an international incident by telling Romania and France that what you did and the decision you made doesn't matter. Romania, who holds the World's Conference, the Grand Orient of France, who wrote those goddamn degrees that the Scottish Rite likes to plagiarize and call their own. Yeah,
okay,
so...
listen, stop with the lessons.
Oh, why? Because it's true?
That's all moot at this point. Okay?
Moot?
Moot.
Then what is not moot? What is here and now that is...
Where's France, Romania right now?
In France and Romania.
Exactly. And I mean, you're welcome to sit around and see if they come in and...
Who says they haven't been here already? Again, you don't know everything I do in a day, every day, as the years have drug on.
If they've actually been here, then they're not coming to rescue you from your little plot of land.
Has it ever occurred to you that maybe I'm bait to draw people like you out? Kind of like Karina was using me as bait to draw out Nicholas DeVere. Every time it fails, it bombs. So, you know, you can keep using me as a minnow on a hook, but it seems to blow up in your face like a hillbilly's rifle every time. And that's why I say Masons can just never seem to learn from their mistakes.
And yet you're the one still in the park.
Well, I didn't lie, cheat, steal, and scam to get money to not be in a park, so that's the difference between me and them. And I don't try to interfere in people's lives to put them in parks.
Stop yelling at me.
I don't interfere in people's lives to put them in parks like they do.
Cause and effect.
That's not cause and effect. You're victim blaming again. My skirt was too short, so they had every right to rape me. That is what you're saying.
No, I'm not justifying any of the actions of...
Yeah, no, actually you said a few minutes ago before Go-Go Whore Boy came up and made it the hymn show that I brought all this on myself and my actions, and that maybe I should have taken those dicks in the ass because that's the way it was done for centuries. That's the way the system works. Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
No, I did not say those words. Do not put words in my mouth.
That is the picture you painted, that I should have shut up
that
and
is-
rolled with the punches.
No, I did not. I said, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens at the lodge stays in the lodge. You know that.
So so I get raped, I'm not to go join the Me Too movement. That's it. That's the statement then?
Well,
Now we're equating this to some sort of Harvey Weinstein power structure of Hollywood type of a scenario?
But what we're learning now is that the Me Too movement has a lot of careers and lives destroyed that should not have been.
Right. Which is why when I released the things I did, I spared certain names so that innocent parties like Masons' wives and children and grandchildren weren't ruined by what they were going to read or hear. So you see, even though they'd been horrible to me, I still showed some semblance of mercy and not causing collateral damage in the lives of the people surrounding
you need to bring
them.
it down a notch, or else this conversation's done.
Then continue
Don't
with...
dictate to me. This is on my terms, not yours.
Oh, this is all on your terms? So who are you then if it's all on your terms? You still haven't answered. That's actually another great question, because you're such an important part of this as you assert. So what is this role you play? Is this some, like, the most obvious, you're the context of your job, a hired crisis PR fixer of things or whatever? Or do you play a more intimate role with the Masons? Because from what I gather from the way you speak, one, you sound just like a Mason, and two, you seem to very much so be on their side from a philosophical and a behavioral point of view.
I have not condoned any of the alleged incidents.
And yet you assert that they should not be punished, I should.
No, I did not. I did not assert that. I reminded you of the existing system of checks and balances that
conveniently disappeared when I needed them.
but see, disappear is not. No.
Nothing was done. Nothing was said. Swept under the rug, over and out. Done.
You know,
2 years went by before that book became a book. 2 years they had to do something to rectify the situation with all of my and my other Mason buddies in Dallas pleas for help.
Okay, this is the last time. You need to keep your voice down.
2 years.
I'm well aware of timelines.
So you can't jump the shark and say that I acted naughty before they did. That is wholly inaccurate.
I'm just reminding you of the facts at hand. Okay?
I left there a sobbing, destroyed, depressed mess and went through the worst depression of my life over having even left to begin with. That my world that I put so much faith and time and love into had completely abused me and collapsed all around me, and that no one was willing to reach their hand down and pull me up to try and help me. That hurt. You want to talk pain?
Do you want,
That was 1,000 daggers
and
right
the pain
there.
of your betrayal?
My betrayal? No. These oaths and obligations we take are contracts. They broke them. Those contracts are null and void. So betrayal is not an applicable word for this discussion. They betrayed me. Let's get that
No other word in the
straight.
English language.
They betrayed me. Let's get that straight. I did nothing but everything I was told. I was a good soldier, step and fetch boy, and you have the audacity and the gall to say that I betrayed them. That's not only insulting, that's asininely degrading.
No, but I mean, the book is pure betrayal. Come on.
Oh, really? Little tales of office smut? That doesn't affect the whole of global Freemasonry. That's a tawdry tale of what went down at the Dallas Scottish Rite and was allowed to.
Well, you caught them with their pants down, so I think it, or do you like say.
Well, they got their cocks erect and pulled mine down. So, who hurt who?
Well, that being said, it was a salacious, very salacious.
You refuse to acknowledge any sexual abuse being wrong, but I cry out for help publicly, and I am the Motherfucker of the Year award recipient. How dare you?
My job is...
How dare you?
I am not the judge of this situation.
Well, you've done plenty judging of it, so... What
No.
are you then? You're not the judge, then what are you? The jury? The PI? The wolf, I fix things, I'm wolf, I fix things? What are you?
All of the above?
All of the above. Well, then that applies, you're a part of the Grand Lodge of California. You're a Grand Lodge officer. Because they don't outsource. Remember, secrets, privacy, keep these secrets in your mouth shut. You think they run around and hire random dudes from Hollywood to bring in non-Masons to mitigate disasters? No, they always hire their own.
And you don't think that I'm called in for things that are more sensitive in nature? Please.
Oh, sensitive? Like what celebrity pissed in what gutter? Oh, how sensitive. That really affects the way the world spins around.
Well, I'm working on the Las Vegas shooting right now. Las Vegas massacre. That's common knowledge.
Yes.
The worst mass shooting in U.S. history.
Yes.
And I'm working on it. So, yes, I'm dealing with some of the most sensitive, confidential, that's national security level that I'm working with. So...
What does the Las Vegas massacre have to do with this?
Well, because you're saying that the lodge would never trust someone of my caliber.
I'm not questioning your caliber. I'm questioning an organization that I know so intimately as to know that they don't outsource. No matter what the problem is.
Well,
when a wall outlet fries inside the building, they don't pull out the phone book and call an electrician. They figure out through their database which brother is one, and they call him. You see?
I know how it works. And unfortunately, there's not someone of my expertise that's in the database you refer to.
Sentinel? Well, why would they need to invoke that? Because that's what their job is on the Supreme Council in D.C. Why can't they manage the PR crisis? They've had every opportunity to. They've chosen to take a back seat. So either you're saying that they're just lazy, entitled trust fund fat asses, or that for the first time in history, they've made an outsourced phone call and hired an independent contractor, and I find that very difficult to believe based on the characters I know very intimately.
Stop yelling.
I'm not yelling.
You're raising your voice. You need to bring it down 2 notches. This is the last time I'm going to say anything. I don't need all this attention over here.
What attention? Where's? Do you see paparazzi?
You know what? Nobody wants to hear you barking anymore. Stop.
So...
And yes, everybody thinks you're crazy. Will is speaking the truth. So that's half of it. Keep your mouth shut.
I'm not going to worry about what you have been calling crazy, on and off his meds, double the dosage, 24-year-old head case Will, who's been accusing you of being, what, a rapist? Remember that little fight last night? You're a rapist, and the two of you started screaming at each other? Now 24 hours later you're saying he's not crazy.
Oh, the one that you orchestrated, per your own words?
I did not orchestrate that.
Oh, yeah, you said you...
No, I said that was convenient that he created a diversion so I could get the hell away from you. That was a gift from God. So I could get the hell away from here for 5 minutes and have a peaceful night without all eyes on me.
You know, okay, this conversation's done. It's done. Done.
He was calling you a rapist, and
That's resolved.
You resolved the rape.
There was no rape, so you quit using that term.
So then why would he be in there saying that? He was pretty adamant and fired up about it.
Unfortunately, as you said, he's young.
No, you just said he's not crazy, and I am, and his assertion I am crazy is accurate when his behavior last night was so over the top, out of this world, that you yourself turned around and ran from it because you didn't know it. Really? You booked ass out of that square? Because there was, what could you do? How could you sit there and go?
No, nobody ran out of anywhere.
Oh, no, you were well within your right, because he was being crazy. He had consensual sex with you, turns around, you walk in the square, the whatever, and all of a sudden, you're bombarded with that horse shit, just like he just came and did to me, and when he does it to you, he's crazy. When he does it to me, I'm crazy. Isn't that convenient for all involved, Dominic?
No, your perception of things is just,
No, that is what happened last night. This is what happened just now. So who is crazy? Me, him, you, which one?
James.
You're asserting that I'm crazy. When 24 hours prior to now, he was calling you such horrible things that were so grossly untrue, right?
See, I'm not getting worked up on from a brief
but
childish name calling that took place.
But you're insinuating.
So don't mischaracterize.
You're insinuating that if the crazy bird lady were to come over here and call me crazy right now, that would be just as applicable.
I haven't even referenced her. She was even.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Somebody who has demonstrated a complete
James, now you're just making shit up. Just stop it. Okay? Stop.
No, I'm calling you on your shit, calling me crazy, which, again, how dare you? And you're trying to pivot once again and change the subject because you don't want to answer
James,
as to...
No.
Yes. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't...
James, I can do what I want, actually.
No, you can't mistreat someone by painting them crazy when the same person doing it last night was painting you crazy and they were in the wrong and now suddenly they're in the right when it suits your interests because you would love nothing more than to have me painted crazy so that it pleases the Masons who want me to appear that way.
James, quit,
Are you going to be hospitable?
No, it's like gone. There's nothing in here. And it's fucking life is over. You're twisting things to fit your narrative, so just stop it.
No, you're no.
And now you're bringing bird leading. I'm like, what the fuck?
You've made it crystal clear. I have no right to have a narrative here, period, because I have just been so wrong and so out of control and mouthy with the fraternity that how dare I, and I have no right to speak. The end. So again, back to the question I keep asking. What does little James Wright do now to behave? What are his steps in behavior that appease these powers that be so that I don't continue to have the audacity to offend them
James,
ever again?
Stop it, because I've been answering that question, and you don't go on the tangent. I told you, first and foremost.
Keep my mouth shut, right? Is that right? I'm recapping.
Freemason is not in your vernacular anymore. It's gone.
Freemason is not in my vernacular.
Yes.
After all my academic level knowledge of it, all my time spent, service rendered.
That's neither here nor there. That's moot.
Well, then why does Romania and France beg to differ?
Well, they get you out of the situation then.
What situation?
If you want to call this place home, put a mailbox out on the corner for you if you'd like.
Well, that sounds like targeted gang-stalking, which is a serious federal crime. If the Masons put me here...
That's your conclusion. That's your theory.
Well, you just said it's not part of my vernacular, which is why I'm here, so that insinuates that they put me here. Running around the streets saying the F word is not what put me here. in the literal. So someone somewhere interfered in my life to however small or large of an extent. I mean, people have turned up dead. There have been casualties. I'm not saying whatever here. I'm just saying
James.
things have been manipulated and controlled, just like I've been warned by the little agents in the little black cars that they have. So clearly you are correct. I have done something so egregious that I have been placed here as punishment for my sins.
I'm just reiterating what you have already stated. So don't say that I...
Okay, so how do I repent to the Church of Freemasonry to get out of this park?
Turn that off.
What?
Turn the phone off.
The phone is off.
Power it off.
Power it off?
Yeah.
Why?
Power it down. I want to see the screen.
What?
I want to see the screen get powered down.
It's fucking frozen. Would you hold on? I don't know what you did to it.
I didn't do anything.
Really? Then why is it acting like this?
Dude, I haven't touched your phone. So...
Well, I can't get it off the fucking notifications, so I...
Oh, that's crazy.